This is Keith Rance here today, and we got a 1942 Ford pickup truck, which I found in Montauk some 15 years ago, and it was in a mud hole, and man, I had to get this truck. So I went to the guy, negotiate. He didn't want to sell it. It was his father's truck. He fell in love with the thing, and I went back 2 years later and traded him a big block 454 Chevy motor for the truck, and dragged it on top of my trailer. It took me about 2 hours to dig it out of the mud hole and strap it on the trailer. So we started to bring it home in the LIE, stop in the gas station to get gasoline, and all this 9-foot sunflowers plants are coming out of the back of it. People were like, please restore it, do not junk it, please restore it. Oh, I'm going to restore this one, okay. So she was in a really bad shape, so took it home to New York, and my wife says, what are you doing with this pile of junk in the driveway? Please, the neighbors, So I covered it up and started sanding and working on it. Then it started getting better with time, and the chassis was so rotted, I didn't know what to do with the motor and all the chassis. So I went to my friend junkyard, and he had an 85 Ford Ranger. So I said, good idea. It was turned over, ran. So I bought that, brought another junk home. The wife fighting with me again. Another junk? Yes, this junk's gonna help that junk, and we're gonna come up with one good junk. So, okay, got it cutting. We cut off the body off the Ford Ranger and installed this cab on a 1985 Ford Ranger 4-wheel drive. And then we started all the body work and grinding and cutting, and the body was rotted, so we built a brand new bed for it as well, and came a long way. It took me 3 years to build this truck, and finally it's drivable now, drives very well. It's a daily driver, and here I am at Ford Shelby doing a little show for you guys for the Ford. So, the motor is a 2.3 liter Ford Ranger motor, 4-speed gearbox with the 4x4 on the floor for 4-wheel drive. It's just a fun truck to drive. I love driving this thing, and building it. It took me a while, and it was a real challenge, but hard work does pay off, and here's the proof. Hardest part was putting the cab on to the new chassis. So what I did, I made these L brackets, and then I got the bright idea, because I drove big trucks, I wanted to ride like the big truck. So I got the valve springs from a 350 Chevy motor and made a hole through the plate and installed the spring in between. Now the cab rides on valve springs separately from the chassis, so it rides like a Cadillac in a Ford pickup truck, 1942. It's real awesome. The wheel wells, we had to make a mark on the top of the wheel, and we moved the body around till we got it lined up, center lined up, and then we made the brackets, welded all in place, made sure everything is good. You measure 3 times, weld once, so everything was perfect, and we did a good job. Me and my friend did it, and it came out really nice. They couldn't believe, that this project would come out so well. So we did the cab, then we built the bed and installed the bed on. Once we put the bed on, now it started to look like something. My wife goes, you're getting something there. Finally, people looking at that thing now, yeah. So then we put it in primer. Then we find the color. She picked the color for me, teal green. And we painted it like 3-4 times. It didn't look so good. Rub it down, paint it again, keep painting till I wind up with this color and the way it is now. And it was a work of art. It took a bit of time, but again, hard work does pay off. My friend George did the interior for me, an old Spanish guy, did the interior. Took him about 2 weeks, stitched it all in, and came out looking really nice. George did a good job. This truck was so rotted that this fender, all this was on the mud. The whole thing was on the mud. So I had to cut from here down and made a whole new metal, bend it, shaped it. The whole front, the nose was the same thing. This bumper was all the way in the mud. You had to dig it out with shovel and pickaxe, and it was mud up to here. So all this I had to cut, bend the metal, shaped it, tack welded into place, fiberglass it, mold it so it looks like one fender, because I couldn't find a fender at all. And I looked high and low, we couldn't find a fender. And the whole nose was all cut all up to here, new metal. This piece of metal is from some car, I don't know what car, but I found it in a junkyard. I tripped over it, looked at it, says, what? Just what I need. So I welded in, which tied the front together, and the grills made up the grills. The grill really supposed to go here, but they were a little too long. So what the hell, nobody will notice. So we made them fit there onto that new bar. Fits perfect. And that's how I wound up getting the front looking the way it was. Future plan is just enjoy it and keep it clean and bring it to shows. And I'm very proud to be here today in Shelby, being interviewed and showing it off. So I'm very happy about that. Great. Yeah, my job was I used to drive for United Rental, move heavy equipment around. That's how I located this truck. And I used to live in Queens, New York. And my son moved to Vegas some 12 years ago. So he says, Dad, you retired now? You and Mommy moved to Vegas. So I moved the antique truck. I moved a 911 Porsche, 1975. I have a 71 Triumph TR6. We moved that here too. And I'm famous for building rotary engines. So I have a rotary engine in the Triumph TR6. Normal aspirated engine with a six-port motor, 650 Holley spread bore. And the motor, by careful tuning, I got it to rev up to 16,000 RPM. I put a Toyota Super Rear End in the TR6, and the thing ran 11 seconds all day long. What a sweet car to drive. Not a sweet hobby. And now I'm in the process of putting a solid 9-inch Ford rear in it now. Mustang 2 front end, so it's gonna be like a kid car. And we're gonna get rid of the Holley carburetor. People are telling me it's a thing of the past. I got to go fuel injection. So we're gonna go fuel injection with a fuel management system, and hopefully now, careful tuning, the car might go into the 9 seconds. That would be a handful to drive. So it's my new project.
So how much attention does this pickup get?
Oh, quite a bit. As soon as I pull into any shows, people stop what they're doing and just come around and really start looking and ask me tons of questions about it. Is it a half-ton, quarter-ton? Is it a C21? I had no idea it was a C21, the model. I thought it was just a Ford pickup truck, but didn't get to realize they have models as well. So this is C21, 1942 Ford pickup. And fun to drive. Fun to drive. Double exhaust. We got the headers on here, a 2-barrel Weber carburetor. Makes a little power. I could get her up to 80, 90 miles an hour. I run 911 Porsche out of the left lane. Gave him the lights, he moved over. And then when he saw the old Grandpa Ford running, I started laughing at him. And then the guy got mad and, what? You ran me out of the left lane? And he took off in the mid lane, he was gone. 2 miles later, I caught him again in the left lane, ran him out of the left lane again. And the old Grandpa Ford. Oh, she still kicks ass. She's old, but she still get warm. See her rides nice there? Truck would love to go back to work, but we're both retired, so we're not working anymore. Just enjoying life now.